हाँ जी, आप पढ़िए पहले राजन जी।
ठीक है, जगत गर्भा हमने पढ़ लिया। जगत
हाँ हाँ।
गर्भा, जगत गर्भा कुंडलिनी भुजगाकर्षायेनी पुरुलसत् सप्तपदमाच नाभिनाल मृणालिनी मूलाधार निराकारा वाहिनी कुंड कृतालया वायुकुंड सुखासीना निराधारा निराश्रया शासु शासु गतिर्जीवा ग्राहिणी वनिसंश्रेया वलितन्तु समुत्थाना षड्रसा स्वादुलोलोपा तपस्विनी तपः सेद्धि तपसा सिद्धिदायिनी तपोनिष्ठा तपोयोक्ता तापसी च तपः प्रेया सप्तधातुमयी मूर्ति सप्तधातंतराश्रया देह पुष्टिर्मनः पुष्टिरनपुष्टिबलोदता औषधि वैद्य माता च द्रव्यशक्ति प्रभावेति वैद्य वैद्य चिकित्सा च सुपथ्या रोगनाशिनी मृगिया मृगमांसादि मृगतुग मृगलोचना वागुरा बद्धरूपा च वधरूपा वधोदत्ता बंदी बंद सुताकारा कारबंद विमोचेनी।
बस इधर तक करेंगे। हाँ
बस ये पेज 14 है, एंड तक।
हाँ जी। हाँ जी। हाँ जी, तो यहाँ से
अब
वापस समझाएंगे कुंडलिनी। हाँ
कुंडलिनी पर, हाँ करें स्टार्ट।
हाँ जी। हाँ जी।
Kundalini.
कुंडलिनी, हाँ हाँ शेखर जी।
So Kundalini comes from the word Kundala. Kundala means anything that is in the form
Round.
of a
Circle.
circle or a crooked form. Okay, bent. So the feminine form of that is the Kundalini. The reason why it is called as Kundalini, something that we all are aware by now, because it is personified as a snake which is coiled
Like Trupasi.
like, yeah,
Like Trupasi.
3.5 circles totally.
Trupasi Lata.
Trapusi Lata, exactly.
Exactly.
Like the edge of the cucumber creeper.
Yeah, bilkul, bilkul.
So since that form is something which resembles a kundala, that is why what we wear in the ears are called as kundala. Okay, it is the feminine form is kundalini. So this is the sadharana artha of. So where is it located? It is the though we speak of the Shat Chakra in the sadhanas, especially when we take up Malini Vijayottara and all, we will know that there are two more places below Kundalini. That is, there is one Adhasahasrara Padma, which is actually slightly outside the body. That is, it is in the aura body, not in the physical Sthula Sharira. This is also not a part of the Sthula Sharira or physical. So when we analyze the anatomy, we will not be able to find anything like Mooladhara or Swadhisthana or anything like that, because it's not part of the Sthula Sharira. Still, when we speak of the Adhasahasrara, it is a part of the aura or the Shakti Sharira or the Sukshma Sharira, which extends beyond the physical boundaries of the
physical
body.
Structure of the body.
And just below, just above that, in a seated position, when I speak of above and all, in a seated position, it is right where we will be, our body will be touching the ground. Just below that, we have the Adhasahasrara. And slightly above, we have the Vishuva. And slightly above Vishuva, that is in the region between the anus and the scrotum. Okay, that region is where we have the Mooladhara Padma. So that is the first amongst the Shat Chakras. The other two are part of they are places where the Kundalini, when it is aroused, will rest after reaching the Sahasrara Padma. Till that arousal takes place, the seat of Kundalini is the Mooladhara Chakra only. Because the Mooladhara is in the form of a triangle. That is why it is called as the Shringataka. Shringa means like a horn. So when we imagine the horns of a bull, it makes this particular shape. So let's imagine it touches the two. So it will resemble something like a triangle. So Kundalini is called as the Shringataka. And another reason why the letter A is called the Kundalini is because of the resemblance. Okay, coming back to it. So it is the Mooladhara, which is the seat of the
Kundalini.
Kundalini, and the dominant element amongst the Panchabhutas is Prithvi. So Mooladhara is the Prithvi, where Prithvi is dominant. The Devata is Mahaganapati. Each of the chakras have a presiding deity, a presiding yogini. Okay, so here we have the Dakini as the presiding yogini for the Mooladhara Pada. And Kundalini is in a dormant stage. It is from the Mooladhara. There are 3 nadis amongst the 72,000 nadis which are there in our Sharira. There are 3 principal nadis which a yogi is very much concerned. That is, the central nadi is the Sushumna nadi. The Ida is the left, the nadi on the left, and the Pingala is the nadi on the right. So the Ida and Pingala actually go like a triple helix structure. So they intersect each other at 3 points. The Sushumna flows straight up to Sahasrara. Within Sushumna, there is a Chitrini in which the Kundalini Shakti travels. So there are other namas which we will see, which describes about the Kundalini. So Kundalini is that dormant Shakti which is present in the Mooladhara Chakra from the point of activation of Kundalini. So till when will the Kundalini be dormant? Till if we seek the Yoga Marga or the yogic path, when we have a perfect balance between the Prana and Apana. That is, when the Prana and Apana no longer flows up till the Mooladhara. So that is the yogic thing. Then the Kundalini is aroused. So the yogi tries to reach a point of equilibrium of the of Prana and the Apana. Okay, and the Vichara Marga, when we see, Vichara Marga is when we have the awakening of the I consciousness as responsible for all the cognitive activities. Then the Kundalini is active. So a person, for a yogi, one who is following the yogic path, she is the Prana Kundalini. Okay, and she undergoes certain transformations on her path to the Sahasrara. She becomes the Nada Kundalini and she becomes the Bodha Kundalini. For the person who is in the Vichara Marga, the Sadhaka who is in the Vichara Marga, she is Chit Kundalini, who will become the Para Kundalini and the Sahasrara. So these are the different variations of Kundalini. Interestingly, Lakshmanju Maharaj's paper, which he presented in Banaras Hindu University's conference, the Tantra conference, which was presided over by Shri Gopinath Kaviraj, one of the very leading exponent of Tantra Agama Shastra. That really made the entire world look at Swamiji, because his presentation on Kundalini, it was a full length, almost an hour presentation in chaste Sanskrit on Kundalini Shakti. So the Kundalini Tattva Vichara lecture is something which has mentioned in very, very high praises. So Swamiji's exposition on Kundalini is a first-hand experience. So only a person who has experienced will be able to speak with such conviction with which Swamiji has. So I think if opportunity prevails, we should all try to see that we get an opportunity to read that particular thing. I was able to get fragments of that particular lecture. I am also trying to catch hold of the entire text.
Kundalini
of that
Rahasya.
lecture.
Yes, yes. It's a very small booklet.
So it's the first-hand information. Okay,
Yes.
that is the speciality of the text. So okay, coming back. So Kundalini, this is the nama. The next nama is
Bhujagakara.
Chayini.
Chayini.
It describes the Kundalini as a Bhujaga Akara. Bhujaga means snake.
Snake, right?
Because it crawls on its bhuja. Bhuja means shoulders. It doesn't have a leg to walk like the bipeds or the quadrupeds. So since it crawls on its shoulder or the entire torso, it is called as bhujaga, bhujabhyam gachati, or bhujena, whatever, gachati iti bhujaga. Akara, in that shape. So the Kundalini is in the form of a coiled, because why snake was used? It was one of the easiest simile with which people could easily relate, because I think in those days everybody would have seen a snake in a coiled position. So it was much easy to explain how it is by giving a simile of snake. Otherwise, there is nothing to do with the snake and the Kundalini. It's only a symbolic symbolization of the shape of the Kundalini. And there also, 3.5, it shows the 3.5 matra of the Vak, because it is the Samvit which in the form of Para, which becomes Pashyanti, Madhyama, and the Vaikhari Vak. Okay, so when we speak of Vak, the Vak ends, that is the articulated sound ends, but after the articulated sound ends, the subtle Vak continues to 3.5 stages. Okay, Nada, Bindu, Kala. These are the 3 subtle stages, and there are 6 more, or we can say 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, 6 more stages, which is encapsulated by that half. So Nada, Bindu, and Kala are 1, 1, 1 matra each, and the rest of the 6 is the half, Ardha matra. So even in Saptashati, we have reference to the Trimatra and Sardha matra. Okay, in the Stutis, in one of the Stutis. So this 3.5 coil is also once again symbolism of where the Vak becomes from the articulated, from the Vaikhari Vak to the subtle, till it reaches, like I said, 5 plus 1. That 1 is the Paravak. So basically, it is a conceptualization of the Vak and Chit. So that 3.5. Okay. So Bhujaga Akara Shayini. So physical representation, one who resembles a coiled serpent. Bhujaga Akara Shayini means it is asleep. In the sense, as long as the prana and apana are functional and they are not in equilibrium, the Kundalini in the Mooladhara is constantly being fed by these 2 inputs. The moment they reach a state of equilibrium, no longer the feeding happens. Therefore, she awakens and she travels through the chakras. So this is another visualization. Okay. So what is prana and apana? When we read texts like Malini Vijayottara or even Pratyabhigya Hridaya, we will know it is nothing but the kind of the thought constructs that we have. Okay, so it's all basically cognitive processes only. So whether we approach it through the vichara or we approach it through the yoga, that is the only difference. Okay, anyway, Bhujagakara Shayini.
Prolasat Saptapadma.
Prolasat Saptapadma. Saptapadma. 7 lotuses. That is starting from Mooladhara till Sahasrara, there are 7. Normally, there is a thing. When we speak of chakra, we say Shat Chakra. Okay. When we speak of Padma, we speak of Sapta Padma. Why is it that Sahasrara is not included when we speak of chakras? Okay. Because the normal grouping is Shat Chakras. When we say Shat Chakra, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, okay. Sorry. Okay, I'll recall. Next is Vishuddhi, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agnya. Okay, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, Vishuddhi, and Agnya. These are the 6 chakras. The Sahasrara becomes the 7th. The reason is that when you say chakra, chakra has to propel it, just like the moving wheel propels the Kundalini to the next stage. Okay, so when we speak of chakra, it is propelling to the next higher chakra. So from Mooladhara, it pushes to Swadhisthana. From Swadhisthana, it pushes to Manipuraka, and so forth till Agnya. Once it reaches Agnya, it pushes and it reaches Sahasrara. After that, there is nowhere else to go, because that is the final destination. That is the place of the Shiva. So in Sahasrara, there is a Shiva Shakti Aikya happening. Since there is no propelling or pushing, Sahasrara is not counted as or called as chakra. Whereas when we speak of Padma, Sahasrara is automatically included, because Padma here refers to a repose or a place of rest of the Kundalini. And since the final resting place is Sahasrara, it is there. So Sapta Padma, Praullasat, that or one who is ullasa means enjoys or relishes in these 7 Padmas. So Praullasa Sapta Padma.
Nabhinala Mrinalini.
Nabhinala Mrinalini. Nabhi means navel. Nala means a kind of a fiber or a tube kind of thing. Mrinalini means the lotus stalk. So how is this Kundalini? When we look into the Tantra, Agama and Tantra, and interestingly, the concept of Kundalini is the contribution of Tantra Agama to yoga. In the Patanjali's yoga system, there is no Kundalini or Shat Chakra or Sapta Padma concept. In the Yoga Sutras, you will not find any reference to Kundalini or any of these. This is the contribution of Tantra and Agama to because Tantra Agama had its own school of yoga, which was quite different from the Patanjali school of yoga, because Patanjali yoga is dualistic, it is Dvaita, whereas ours is an Advaitavada school. Okay, so all right. So when we speak of Nabhinala Mrinalini, Kundalini is said to be to give an indication as to how subtle it is. It is compared to the lotus stalk. That is, when we cut open the stalk of the lotus, inside we'll find fine fibers. Okay, fine fibers, very, very subtle and very, very small in its diameter. Okay, very, very thin fiber they are. Kundalini is said to be even more finer than the Mrinala. The reason is to drive home the point that
Nala means a stalk.
Nala is a stalk.
That's why we call Kashmiri, we call Nal kehte.
Mrinala is a specific name for lotus stalk.
Nabhinala.
Nala is used for any other stalk, whereas Mrinala is only lotus stalk.
That's Mrinala is right. Nabhinala Mrinalini.
So, okay, Mrinalini means she is very, very subtle, very thin, like the lotus stalk. Chalo, okay. But what is the significance of Nabhinala? Because Nabhinala normally in the Shastras or in any of the texts refers to the umbilical cord, that which connects the mother to the fetus. So, what is the meaning when we say Nabhinala Mrinalini? Mrinalini refers to her dimensions or gives an idea of how she is. Nabhi has another significance throughout Vedic and other texts, including the Vastu Shastra. Nabhi means center. So when the Shatapada Brahmana mantra says Yajño vai bhuvanasya nabhi. Yajna is the nabhi of the bhuvana. It is the center of the universe. Center means that which supports the universe. Yajna is that which supports the whole universe. Similarly, in Vastu and other, whenever the Nabhi Shabda was used, it means the most important spot in that entire construction, which was also called as the Brahmasthana in the Vastu Shastra. So first they will fix the Brahmasthana and then only the entire construction will be, the mandala will be planned, whether it is Ashtashtaka mandala or Navaka mandala or whatever it is. So the Nabhisthana is that center. So when we speak of Devi as Nabhi Nala Mrinalini, she is the core essence of our being, which connects us to the external world that we are experiencing and to our own natural essential form. So Nabhi Nala, so she is like the umbilical cord and resembles the Mrinala, the lotus star. So Nabhi Nala Mrinalini.
Mooladhara Nirakara.
Mooladhara. She herself is the Mooladhara Chakra. Moola Adhara. Moola, the base. Adhara, support. So that which is the first and foremost support for, because like we already discussed, it is there that the Kundalini rests till it is awakened. See, after it is awakened and reaches the Sahasrara, Kundalini will keep traveling between the Urdhva Sahasrara and the Adhva Sahasrara. That is what we call as the Kula Padma and the Akula Padma in the language of Vijnana Bhairava. In Vijnana Bhairava, we will come across this Kula Padma and Akula Padma. So after she has been awakened, she can go up till the Adha Sahasrara. But till that time, she has to be in Mooladhara only, or she is in the Mooladhara only. So Moola Adhara, that which is the base for the basic support of the entire existence of a being.
Nirakara.
Nirakara. Akara, that which
form
is made or which can be created. Nirakara, that which is bereft of that. What can be made? Anything which is consisting of parts, anything which falls under the spatio-temporal domain can be made. That is why we normally use the term akar to signify dimensions. Okay, so whenever we say akara means anything that has spatio-temporal relation and which is composed of parts. Nirakara, one who does not have both these qualities. Why? she is not made up of parts because she is not the Murta Dravya, okay? The physical matter as it is. And since she is of the nature of pure consciousness, she falls beyond the realm of the space and time. The space and time realm starts only when there is, because of the contraction or sankocha, the energy to matter conversion starts. That is where there is a ganana. Okay. So from energy, it becomes matter. Till that is in the Vidya Tattva stage, it is all conceptual or energy stage. Then it slowly evolves into the matter. So only when it becomes a physical matter, we can speak of space, okay, as well as time. And time will come when there is a classification. And for classification, you need units. Okay, all that will happen only when there is a physicality element. So when we look into the 36 tattvas, the first set of 5, that is the Shiva tattvas, are pure consciousness, okay, in its various form of contraction. The next, which is the Vidya tattvas, are also beyond the physical realm only. Only in the Avidya tattvas, they are also, the first few are not physical entities. Only when we start having the Mahabhutas, okay, from the Akasha Vayu Vanni, from there only we have the physicality of things. So when there is physicality, there is components. When there is components, there is categorization. When there is categorization, there is space and time involved. So she is 2 steps beyond that. So she is Nir-Akar. Next nama is Vanhikunda
Kritalaya.
Kritalaya. Vanhikunda. The Kunda. Kunda means normally the Havan Kunda, the place where the Homa or Yajna takes place. It just means pit in other, in a very general reference. Vanhi Kunda, the abode of Vanhi or the fire. Krita Alaya, one who has taken her residence in the abode of fire. Like I said, the Mooladhara is dominated by earth or Prithvi Tattva. Swadhisthana is by Vanhi Tattva. Manipuraka is by Jala Tattva. Though there is a slight change in the order, because normally when we speak of the Panchabhuta order, okay, above Prithvi we will have Jala, and over Jala we will have Agni, over Agni we will have Vayu, and then we will have Akasha. Whereas when we speak here, after earth in Mooladhara, we straight have Swadhisthana, we have the Agni in the Swadhisthana, then we have Jala in the Manipura, and then we have the Vayu in the Anahata, and in the Vishuddhi we have Akasha, and in the Agnya we have Manas. So these chakras are presided over by these elements. So Vanhi Kunda refers to Swadhisthana chakra. So Vanhi Kunda Krita Alaya. So we will find this in Saundarya Lahari, because in Saundarya Lahari, Acharya Shankaracharya would have followed this particular order. Okay, so Vanhi Kunda Kritalaya, one who resides in the Swadhisthana chakra, the place which is dominated by the Vanhi Tattva or the fire element.
Vayukunda Sukhasina. Sukhasina.
Jala is not mentioned. It's all we have to assume, because it is not an enlistment of all the chakras and its characteristics and other things. So this is normally when one thing is said, the other has to be understood. So we assume that the Jala Tattva is mentioned in the Manipuraka. And we move on to the next, Vayu Kunda. Vayu Kunda is in the Anahata, the heart chakra. Okay, Vayu Kunda Sukha Asina. One who is very comfortably Asina
Please.
or resting in the Vayu Kunda, in the Anahata. So these namas are telling us about the gradual ascent of Kundalini after she has been awakened from Mooladhara to Swadhisthana to Manipuraka to Anahata Chakra. So Vayu Kunda Sukha Asina. There is one
Yeah.
additional this thing of Sukha Asina. Because in other places we say Kritalaya, no, she is residing. Okay, but here alone Sukha Asina. Why? Because there is one speciality about the Anahata. Anahata, being the region around the heart, is also the place where, as per the Upanishad, especially when you take Taittiriya or even Brihadaranyaka, it speaks of a thing of a Dahara Akasha. Dahara Akasha means an subtle space. Okay, so not to get confused with the Akasha as a Tattva. Here, space means
Space.
okay? Just a place. So Dahara Akasha is the place wherein the sadhaka or a devotee would normally meditate or focus on the Devata Vishesha for on whom he is doing the Aradhana. So we all start with the Saguna and we go to the Nirguna. Though the highest is Nirguna, okay, formless. But to meditate on formless is something that we will not be able to start with. That is why, in spite of the fact that Shiva as a word refers to the pure consciousness, yet we have our scriptures describing all the physical features. Now, when we take Swachanda Bhairava, in Swachanda Bhairava, why do we have Sakala Swachanda Bhairava? And over and above Sakala Swachanda Bhairava, we have the Nishkala Swachanda Bhairava. So the mantras are also different. For Sakala Swachanda Bhairava, we use the Aghorastra mantra. Okay, so there is a form, there is a dhyana, and all those things only helps the sadhaka to fix his mind. So where will he fix his mind when he is doing the Saguna Aradhana? He fixes his mind in the Daharakasha or in the heart region. That is, the Devata is meditated upon in the region of heart of the thing. So the heart or the Anahata is a very, holds a special place in the sadhana. And also, someone is doing a Nada Upasana, okay, one who is focusing on the sound, okay, that's another form of yoga. There also, it is the Anahata Nada, okay. Why is it called Anahata? Because to hear a sound, you need vibration. And for vibration, we know that the atoms or the atomic structure have to be disturbed. Only then it will vibrate in a particular frequency and we will hear the different sounds. So when you pluck a string or when you beat a drum, you are striking something or you are causing a movement which is resulting in the vibration which we hear as sound. This is the normal procedure for hearing a nada, a sound. Whereas here, when the sadhaka learns how to channelize the mantra, he will be able to hear in spite of not producing any articulated form of sound either through his or through any external agents. So this is Anahata Nada, the Nada which is generated without striking any two objects. So since this is the Anahata and this is the place where the sadhakas at the initial level find comfort in their sadhana, Devi is called as Krita Sukha Asina. one who is very comfortably and happily seated in the Vayukunda. So Vayukunda Sukha Asina. Niradhara. Adhara means support. Niradhara, one who does not require any support. Reason is simple. One who himself or herself is the support of all will require no support from others. So she is Niradhara. Okay, let us assume
Nira.
there is one support for Devi herself. Then what happens is it will automatically lead to a conclusion that there is someone superior to Devi. And that will defeat the very, it is called as Moola Kutharanya. It is you are hitting at your own roots. Okay, so such a position is not compatible and it is not reasonable or logical also. Because one who is the support of all would not require any support. When we speak of support, we are not talking of any physical level or a physical entity. Even we are talking of consciousness or pure form of consciousness, which or from which everything else emanates. And therefore, she is the support of all. And in which everything sustained. Because if something is there, it has to be known. And if something has to be known, then it has to be part and parcel of consciousness only. So she is the one who is the result or who results as the many. Therefore, she has no requirement of any support. So she is Niradhara.
Nirashraya.
Nirashraya. Nama, the meaning is almost similar.
Same.
But how to differentiate it? Because had this Sahasranama been written by any of us, we would be lacking in, or there will be a deficiency in the Sahasranama. We can assume that there can be deficiency because our knowledge is incomplete. If I have to write on a subject, I may not know everything about the subject. Therefore, what I write will definitely have lacunae in it. Whereas these stotras or sahasranamas or the mantras or the tantras, they are authored by Parashiva himself. That is what we saw in the Purva Bhaga section. It is Sadashiva himself who is reciting this particular Sahasranama to Nandikeshwara. So if Sadashiva is speaking these namas, how can there be any redundancy in the nama? There can't be redundancy. Which means that there is a slight difference at least between the nama Niradhara and Nirashraya. My understanding is that Adhara is the base or the base support. Whereas when we use the word Ashraya, it is usually used when we speak of, let's say, a creeper crawling on a tree or a wall or something like that. Then the tree or the wall becomes the Ashraya for the creeper that is something to hold on to. Okay? Something to latch on. That is Ashraya. Nirashraya. She who does not require any Ashraya for her operational. So for existence, the previous nama, Niradhara, speaks of non-dependency for her existence. Nirashraya speaks of her independence in operations. So she can operate independently without having a need for any external agency. For example, if I have to see, I should have the light. Without this, I will not be able to see. So light becomes an external agency for my continuation of an operation. Whereas for her, she requires no other, or she is independent of anything else for her agency. So she is Nirashraya.
Ah.
Sorry, I missed
Swaso
out the name.
Shanku Sagati.
Swasa Uchwasa Gati. Okay.
Swasa Uchchas Sagati.
Swasa, inhale. Uchwasa, exhale. Gati, movement. So, since the context is about Kundalini and others, the prana and the apana, okay, which is
मैंने खोला था इसे
or which should not be understood as the air or the breath, because prana is quite different from the air. Air is only a medium for us to understand the prana and apana. Air is not prana and apana. Prana is a shakti, okay, much beyond the physical air that we feel when we keep our fingers near our nostrils. Okay, so prana is different. Prana is the energy. So shwasa uchwasa gatihi, the inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so the inhalation, the apana, the exhalation, prana. So this is actually prana and apana. We in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, they reversed it. They made the prana as inhalation and apana as exhalation. Okay, it's the reverse. In the Tantra Yoga, it is the reverse. So Shwasa Uchwasa Gati means the prana and apana, the movement of prana and apana through the Ida and the Pingala Nadi. So one who maintains the movement, as long as the movement is there, we are in a state of delusion. Once the movement is stilled, that is why the higher we are able to practice the Kumbhaka, okay, wherein we are able to still the movement, more we will be able to have control over the prana and apana. Therefore, faster will be the path, or faster will be the journey to awaken the Kundalini according to the Yoga Marga. So one who regulates the prana and apana. So Swasa Uchwasa Gatihi.
Liva.
Jeev. To live. For a person to be alive, the one and only marker is to see whether he is breathing.
Actually, it is Liva, not Jiva. Liva. What is written here is Liva. Liva Grahini. Maybe this is an insertion for something. Is it? It should be Jiva.
It should be Jiva.
Okay, okay.
So that is the reading followed by Sahib Kaul Maharaj.
Okay, okay, okay. Jiva. So is it like then? Okay, okay. Gatir Jiva. I think it is
correct.
Right.
Swasa Uchwasa Gatir Jiva.
Gatir Jiva. You're right. Yes, yes. Gatir Jiva. Gatir Jiva Grahini.
Jiva. So it is Swasa Uchwasa which will determine whether we are alive or not. Right? Very simple. To know whether we are alive, you have to just keep the thing. If there is a movement, we are alive. So Jiva, one who is responsible for the life in a Sharira. Otherwise, life is everywhere. In a particular Sharira, for that to be felt as a cognitive being, Swasa and Uchwasa Gati is very, very important. So, by maintaining or by regulating it, she ensures the Jivatva of the Jiva. She ensures the living of the living being. So, she is Jiva. Grahini comes from the dhatu graha, to attract, to pull. So Grahini means one who pulls or one who draws towards herself. My Guruji used to give this example. He was a very good physicist. So he would say that, look, when the science explains the Big Bang, the current model of universe is the funnel model. Okay, so let's assume a funnel. At the point of origin, everything starts, and from then it goes on a revolutionary movement. So that expansion, so when the universe begins and expands, both with respect to the size and the dimension, okay, so the movement is a kind of an elliptical circular movement because of the shape of being like a funnel. And finally, the science also accepts that there will be one point where that movement will stop and it will start regressing. Okay, it start moving back. So this, they say, the forward movement is, they call it as the Big Bang, and the backward movement, they call it as the Great Crunch. All right. So whether wherever we are in our stage of evolution as an sadhaka, so someone will be in the beginning state, someone will be in the middle state, someone would have already reached, okay, the highest point from where the contraction will start. Wherever it is, at one stage, everybody has to come back to the point of origin only. We may now look like we are in different stages, right from Jnani till the lowest of the Pashu. We are all in the different stages. This is what our Tantragama teaches. Your mukti is assured. Only thing is, it is faster when the Anugraha Shakti through the Guru in the form of Diksha happens to you, because from there itself the contraction will start. For the others, it's like a natural evolution. They have to reach all, take so many thousands of janma, and then only they will have to follow the Jnana Marga. So that is what, when we speak of the different schools of philosophy, in Pratyabhijna Hridayam, Acharya says that where are the different levels at which the different schools of philosophy reach. So Tantragama, when we speak highest, it means it is the fastest way to ensure the retracing your step back home. If we have strayed away from home, we have to retrace our steps back to our home. It happens faster because there is a guide in the form of Guru. He says, now turn back. This is the road back to your house. So that's what, so anyway, everyone has to go back to the point of origin. So she is Grahini. She is the one who pulls everything towards her. It might look that we have been pushed away, but ultimately we will be pulled towards her finally, in wherever stage we are. So she is Grahini, in whom everyone has to rest finally. Okay. Vanhi Samshraya.
Vanhitam Shreya.
Vanhi Samshraya. One who lives in Vanhi. What is Vanhi? The difference between Vanhi and Agni is, a consecrated fire is called as an Agni. Consecrated fire in the sense, whether it is in the Shrauta Yajnas or the Tantrika or the Agamic Yajnas or the Homas, the fire is invoked, certain samskaras for the fire is done, and then the fire gets the new name. Okay, there is an namakaran that happens for the for it, and then it becomes ready to receive the ahutis to be taken to the devata, because fire or Agni is the messenger of the devatas. We cannot directly give the items or whatever we want to offer to the Devatas. It has to go only through Agni. So Agni is called as the messenger of the Devatas. So the consecrated form of fire, the physical fire, gets a special name called Agni. That is why in all the ritualistic usages, we will only come across the word Agni. We only have Agnaye Swaha. You don't have any other nomenclature. No, we don't say Vannaye Swaha. Okay, even though we can claim they are all synonyms. No, the difference is that Vanni is not consecrated. Only Agni is the consecrated. Okay, so when we speak of Vanni here, it refers to that element. Okay, fire as an element. Vanni Samshraya, in whom, one who resorts to fire. So what is fire here? Fire refers to, we have already seen the placement in the chakra. Okay, so it will not be repeated. So here Vanni Samshraya means the means of knowing or knowledge. Because there are three fires in whose presence the cognitive activities happens. That is in the presence of Surya, in the presence of Chandra, in the presence of other light forms, which is collectively or which is known as one. So either you do something in the day and or the knowledge process takes place in the day, or when will you, otherwise how will we or when will we know if the sun has already set? This is what Bharatharanyaka Upanishad, conversation between Yajnavalkya and Maitri, and Janaka. Says, how will you know in the daytime? He says, in the presence of sun. Okay, what happens? Astangate Surya. What happens when the sun has set? Then, in the moonlight. What will happen on a new moon day? Fire. Then, what happens if the fire is also extinguished? So, this is the context. I am only setting the context. So, when he refers to all the three are together called as Vanni. Okay. So, it refers to the circumstances that aid in cognitive activity. So she is the one who sets or who creates everything required for cognitive activity to take place. Why is an emphasis on cognition and cognitive activity in our system so much? Because that is the characteristic feature which distinguishes us, the humans, from all the other life forms. When we take the other base forms like stones or mud or other things, we are not sure whether how and what process of cognition is taking place at all, though we cannot rule it out. In other forms like trees, it takes place, but its reaction is not known to us. In animals and birds and such forms, they do cognize, but they work only on basis of not knowledge, but basis of I'm not getting that word. Okay.
Instinctive.
It is instincts. They work based on instincts.
Instinct.
So it's not knowledge, it's instincts that's working for the animals. So which is the one and only being the whole creation which works on the knowledge principle? It is human. So it is this cognitive activity which distinguishes us from the rest of the entire creation. So that is why in our Shastra, the process of cognition, understanding cognition, and what are the different stages, how to distinguish or to know ourselves through the process of cognition is emphasized to such great depths. So when we speak of Devi as one who is facilitating cognitive activity, it is because only through this we will be able to recognize our true form, or the pratyabhijnanam can take place only when we focus on the cognitive activity. So one is samshraya.
Vallitantu samuthana.
Vallitantu samuthana. Samuthana, one who springs out. Vallitantu, like through the tantu. Okay, tantu is the thread. Okay, Valli means a creeper. Once again refers to the Sahasrara only. Valli, like the creepers. So, but here the difference is, it is speaking about the form. Okay, like I said, the triple helix structure. It resembles the creepers. That is, you will not have any straight creeper. The creepers are always going round and bending like this. Okay, so Valli Tantu Samuthana. So one who raises above or passes through these threefold nadis. So Valli Tantu Samuthana.
Evolves.
Shabdasa Swadalo.
Chadrasa Swadululupa.
Shadrasa
Swadulu-
Aswada Lolupa. Shad Rasa. The 6 tastes. Aswada. Aswada means tasting. Lolupa, eager. So normally the Nama can be understood as one who is eager to taste the 6 rasas. Okay. Now this rasa is slightly different from the normal Navarasa that we speak of in the Kavya and Shastras. In the Kavya, when we speak of the Navarasa, it is Shringara, Hasya, Karuna, Raudra, Veera, Bhayanaka. So they are emotions. Whereas here, rasa means taste. So there are 6 tastes. So when we speak of tastes, there are 6. Okay, Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Kashaya, Tikta. These are the 6 tastes. Okay, Madhura, sweet, Amla, sour or pungent. Okay, Katu, Katu is bitter.
Bitter.
Kashaya is a mixed, so we will not really know what exactly it is. It's a kind of a mixed taste. Okay. Then Lavana, the salt. So these are the 6 Shad Rasa. So Shad Rasa, Aswada. So one to taste these 6 forms of taste. Lolupa, one who is very eager. So the normal understanding is one who likes to savor all the 6 kinds of taste in the form of food. This is a physical, yes, from the stula. So that is why when we see the Naivedya that is being offered to the Devata, we ensure that we try to accommodate as much as possible of all the 6 rasas. And there are 5 forms. It is called as Pancha Bhakshya. Okay, 5 forms in which the food can be prepared. Okay, that is, it can be peya, it can be like a drink. Okay, then it can be choshya. Choshya means that which has to be sucked and eaten. And it can be lehya, that which has to be licked and eaten, like halwa and sort of things. So there are 5 forms in which you can prepare the 6 tastes. So normally Mahanaivedya will consist of items which will have all the 6 rasas in all the 5 forms. And since all the 5 forms will be there, that is the Stula Artha of the Nama. But the commonality of the word rasa with taste and enjoyment. That is why the Navarasas that we spoke of, they are called as rasa because they are enjoyed. rasyate, aswadyate iti rasaha. Because they are enjoyed. So, rasa means enjoyment. Rasa means ananda. In the Upanishad, we have one vakya which is raso vai saha. That supreme being is rasa. Rasa means is the essence of enjoyment. We have in the Vijnana Bhaira or Jagdhipana Kritaswada. Okay, we have those shlokas. So, the form of enjoyment. Shadrasa. When we take the Malini Vijayotara Tantra, it speaks of one of the most important Shastra, which Acharya Abhinavagupta heavily relies upon when he writes his texts, whether it is Tantra Loka or Paratrishika. Malini Vijayotara was one of his most favorite texts from which he extensively drew. So Malini Vijayotara speaks of 6 kinds of pleasures or enjoyment of a jiva and the stages of the enjoyment. When he will enjoy what? Okay. So the Nijananda, Nirananda, Chidananda, Jagadananda. So these kind of 6 types of Ananda are described. And this again is our unique contribution to Bharatiya Jnana Parampara. So the description of the 6 stages of Anandas. So Shad Rasa or Rasa here in the sense of Ananda, Aswada Lolupa, one who enjoys or one who is the enjoyment in all the 6 forms. Because she is the one who is being enjoyed and she is the one who facilitates the enjoyment also. So Shad Rasa, Aswada Lolupa. Can we stop here, Mara?
Yes, yes, Shekharji. We can stop here. Okay, thank you, Shekharji.
Namaskar.
So, namaskar. Namaskar, Mara Razanji.
नमस्कार
नमस्कार जी नमस्कार मैम
धन्यवादाः आचार्य
Namaskar ji, thank you all.
थैंक यू मैडम नमस्कार मैडम
धन्यवादाः आचार्य
नमस्कार
की बेटी ऐसे करके ना यार ये नहीं होता
दूरी पर जुकाम बिल्कुल जुकाम है बेटा फिर बात कहते हैं कैसे यहाँ पर दो यहाँ पकड़ के रखो
यहाँ क्यों रखा
लाइट नहीं आ रही
पापा
काम है सिर को पीछे करो
Atölye por मतलब ऊपर करो ना बस
Perché sai se ne prima il quarto mese sì te te so se beh poi no
क्या दाल क्या बोल रहा है बोल बोल कौन सुन करती दिशा है दिशा है हाँ नहीं मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो रही है एक्चुअली चला शुरू चल एडवर्क कुछ ना करो क्यों तू कर रहा है बीमारी
एक जमेला पत्ते शेखा दूसरा जमेला पत्ते शेखा तीसरा जमेला पत्ते शेखा वो जो 14 आ रहा होगा वो तो इतनी जोश है भाई गीला तो
आप मत पियो उसमें हम पी लो बहुत अच्छे गाड़े मैंने पाया
क्या हो गया यार तेरे को ये
नहीं खाए ना वो बच्चे को नहीं खाएंगे आप लोग कोई इस पे मेरा अच्छा कोई और
हम दो को खाना और आगे को खाना आगे बढ़ गए कोई नहीं खाता बच्चे भी नहीं खाते मां भी कोई नहीं खाता बहुत नहीं खाते बहुत नहीं खाते
स्टील वाले बहुत छोटे उनको से बने ज्यादा सोना menos coisas que outras coisas não posso colocar aqui sim verdade não छोटे sim खाली सामने दिखाओ वो ब्रांड का है राजमा और एक